Greater Richmond SCAN is a local nonprofit organization dedicated solely to the prevention of child abuse and neglect in the Greater Richmond area. By treating the children who have been abused and neglected, by helping parents be better parents, and by creating a community that cares for the well-being of our children, SCAN is working every day to make kids feel safer, happier, and loved.
Child abuse and neglect stays with a child forever.
The vast majority of victims of child abuse and neglect are under the age of 2.
Some of the people are really seeking, tell me what I can do to raise my children better. I want other ways to raise my children. I don't want to abuse them.
You can never hug your child enough. You know, you can never tell your child, I love you enough.
Child abuse and neglect take many forms: physical and sexual abuse, emotional maltreatment, even neglect and abandonment. It can mean a lack of supervision, food, and shelter, or neglecting to provide clothes, adequate hygiene, or health care. We can do something. SCAN has helped thousands of people become better parents and given children back their confidence, self-esteem, their childhoods.
Child abuse is an enormous problem. Statistically, if you look through the state, approximately 40,000 reports of abuse and neglect are made through the Department of Social Services per year. I think everybody wants to raise a healthy and happy child, and the question is, where does that plan go wrong? And how can we offer services that will help those parents succeed at raising that child?
Our hope at SCAN is that with each effort that we make and the efforts that people in the community make, we will continue to see the numbers of abuse and neglect in this area decline.
They don't try to make one parent seem like they're better than the other, and they just help us to find out what our strengths are and to kind of zone in on that, to make ourselves better than what we want to be so we can be the best parents that we can be.
In our family support program, we actually provide information and support directly to families impacted by child abuse and neglect, and work with them and other parents in a group setting to find out new ways of dealing with their children, and also to find out they're not alone with their problems.
We offer a curriculum that's a 16-week program where we give them skills to parent differently, to parent better, to help them raise their children in the way that they would like to.
We get better results when we make getting help easier. Our groups are free. We provide transportation, and through a variety of locations, our clients can find groups close by.
SCAN provides a number of different groups for parents. We provide groups for grandparents and other relatives raising children. We provide groups for parents with cognitive impairment. We provide groups for foster parents, also for parents who may have been involved in a case of child abuse and neglect and are now court-ordered to go to a parenting group. We also started a group for Spanish-speaking parents.
SCAN's Kin Care Group for custodial grandparents was recognized as the best practices support group of its kind in the nation.
We're able to draw from each other a lot of information and resources that makes our lives a lot easier, or if it doesn't do that, it eliminates the stress for the time being and helps us to go on.
When we first began our groups at SCAN, we really provided just child care for children. It was important because it enabled parents to come get the help they need. But quickly we realized we have the children there, and so we began to develop a much more structured curriculum, hiring professional facilitators to be able to work directly with the children and help them on some of the issues that they may be facing. One of the most critical factors in terms of why SCAN is successful is the quality of our staff. We really look for people who obviously care deeply about the mission to prevent and treat child abuse and neglect, and also have the education and experience to be able to work with families that we serve in all of our programs.
Sometimes I felt like maybe I was an uninformed parent. You know, I didn't exactly have the best example myself, so it was good for me to have that, because there's a lot of things that just, you know, I had no idea.
Since SCAN was founded in 1991, one of our core activities has been to help prevent child abuse and neglect in the area by providing public education and awareness. We know that if we're out there and we're telling people about the issue in a number of different ways, in a number of different settings, that people find out how they can get help and oftentimes will take advantage of that help that's offered.
Because education lies at the heart of child abuse prevention, SCAN has a public outreach program called FAM, or Families Are Magic. FAM is a clearinghouse for all kinds of information about parenting, from caring for infants to maintaining your sanity during the teenage years. Information is available online or by calling a trained counselor. And along with FAM, SCAN helps educate the local community through other public outreach activities, including its Speakers Bureau.
Currently, when a child is reported as a victim of abuse or neglect, the child may be interviewed as many as 4 or 5 times by the time you have a juvenile detective, a child protective service worker, and the medical provider interviewing the child. That is not an ideal situation at all for the child, and it's very stressful usually for the child who is trying to disclose and share with us something very traumatic that happened to them.
Child Advocacy Center is a place where any child who's been sexually abused or seriously physically abused can be brought to. When they're brought there, they will be in a child-friendly environment, a place where they'll feel safe, where they will know that people are going to be there who will help them.
SCAN coordinates the many different agencies that are involved in the investigation, treatment, and prosecution related to child sexual abuse. SCAN works with law enforcement agencies, mental health therapists, and medical personnel from VCU. Most of all, the Child Advocacy Center helps abused children heal.
Each day in Richmond, children are being hurt, and they're hurt oftentimes by the people they love the most in the place they should feel the safest. And for that reason, you know, all of us at SCAN and people in the community who care about children, who care about families, really need to continue to join together to raise the resources necessary to enable groups like SCAN to do the work they do.
SCAN offers programs to really help parents so that we are changing the future.
Through SCAN and my group, I've met a lot of new friends, and I've gotten a lot of support, and it's just been really good.
Spending your time with these children and showing them that there's somebody who truly does care about their well-being will change that child's attitude.
It inspires you to want to get involved, and it inspires you to want to be a better parent.
For more information on how you can be a child advocate, please call 257-7226 or go to www.grscan.com.